G'day, Argy Bargy crew. I hope you're having a fantastic day and your family's happy and healthy. All right, what we're going to do today, let me just adjust a few things here. What we're going to do is have a look at the new gear shifter I've purchased. Before we do that though, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Helps me out and I really would appreciate it. If you liked the video, give me the thumbs up. If you didn't, give me the thumbs down. Tell me what I did wrong and I'll see if I can improve it next time. All right, this is a new gear shift that I purchased. The reason I purchased this gear shift is because my old G29 shifter was starting to get tired and missing gears and etc. etc. So I thought it was time to get something a little bit more decent. Now, I just recently ordered the Moser R5 bundle. You can see I've still got the G29 connected, but that's because I'm just waiting for it to be delivered. So I thought I'd go and buy myself a Moser gear shifter because I have used one before at a friend's house and I really liked it and the quality was excellent. However, I thought, well, I might be able to get it cheaper if I have a look at one of the places I buy gear from, which is AliExpress. A lot of people don't like AliExpress, but I use them quite regularly and I've never had any problems. In fact, I purchased something once and I actually ordered the wrong product. It wasn't the seller's problem. It was my fault for choosing the wrong product. I contacted them, told them that I'd ordered the wrong product, and they said, not a problem, we'll give you a refund. I didn't even have to return the product. They gave me a refund anyway. So I've had nothing but positive outcomes when I deal with AliExpress. I don't know about other people. Some people may have had problems, but the best thing you can do is make sure that you do your due diligence. In other words, check everything, make sure that what you're buying is what you actually want, and I'll explain that a little bit further as we go into the video. But anyway, so I went on to AliExpress to look and see if I could get something similar to Moser that was not as dear, because Moser is quite expensive. It is for me anyway, because I don't have a lot of money. And I found this gear shifter and I took a risk with it to see how it would turn out, because it's not very expensive. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you, where are we? This is the shifter here. So in US dollars, it's $34.23. So it's way cheaper than the Moser by about a third, and it's free shipping. And like I say, this is the company that I bought it off. And I checked to make sure the company was reputable, checked the reviews, checked how many they've sold, etc., etc. So if you do all that, make sure that they're been around for a while, that they sold a lot of the products, and that most of their reviews are positive, and they are. So I went ahead and bought it, and it didn't take very long to get to me here in Australia, which is good, because normally things from overseas take ages to get to Australia. But I can tell you this much, I ordered this after I ordered the Moser R5 bundle. This has arrived, I've mounted it, I've tested it for about 4 days now, and the R5 bundle still hasn't arrived, and it's coming from Australia, and I live in Australia. So it was quicker to get something from overseas delivered here than it was to get something delivered from my own country. That'll say something about how quick this got here. Anyway, so when I got this, let's go through an unboxing, because I must do that, because everybody wants an unboxing. So let's change to this view so you can see the box and me unbox it. As you can guess, I'm being sarcastic. This is the box that came in. I opened it. It had the gear shift in here. It had the gear knob in here. It had the cable in there. It had these instructions on top. There's the unboxing, okay? Done. As you can guess, I don't like unboxing. I think they're ridiculous. Anyway, so yes, it came with the gear shifter. It came with the cable, which I then connected. It came with this gear knob, which I don't use because I use my range splitter, because I prefer that because it's more realistic. But anyway, it comes with this, and it also comes with a adapter so that you can basically put any aftermarket gear knob onto it that you want. Anyway, But again, like I say, I use this, so I didn't need this or this. All right, so that's been cleared up. So anyway, when I got it out of the box, I mounted it here in this position, which is not the position that I will eventually leave it in, because it's way too far away from me. I've got to stretch right out and lean forward to get into to change it into gears. But I put it here because at the moment I don't have the bracket for it, which I will be getting. I've actually ordered it and it's on its way. It should be here in a few days, and it will put it down. Actually, let me change that again. It will be, whoops, get rid of that, wrong one. It will be down here. If you look at the wheel cam up top, it'll be down here in a more natural position instead of way up here. It'll be down here where it should be. That's more natural, like in a real truck. But like I say, I've got a bracket coming for that. So when I got it out of the box, I mounted it onto my wooden desk. I screwed it into the desk. Don't worry, it's an old desk, so it doesn't matter. And it's rock solid. The thing is, it's extremely good quality. It's metal, not plastic. Okay, so it is a metal box. It is Hall sensor. It's not micro switch or what's the other one? I've forgotten the word for it. The one that uses friction to tell you where it is. It's, in other words, there's no moving parts in it except for the gear shift. The actual sensors are Hall sensors, which means they're magnetic and basically never wear out. So good quality, not cheap micro switches that can break and get dirty and stuff up. This is Hall sensor, magnetic, will not wear out, and are very positive in their selection of gears. So when I got out, like I say, I mounted it. I put this shifter onto it, the range splitter. I've got a link to this in the description. I've got a link to all these in the description if you're interested. This has a button on top as well for the jake brake. Let's go back to this view again. The button's up here. You got your range and splitter on this, and I just put that onto the shifter itself. When I did that, I plugged it in the cable that comes with it, the supplied cable. It's a USB cable that you plug into the back. I plugged the other end into the computer at the back, and I'll admit to you, I thought I'd bought a dud at that point because it didn't recognize the shifter. The computer did not recognize it. No matter what I tried, I couldn't get it to recognize it on the PC. So I thought, oh, I bought a dud. It doesn't work. But then I thought, okay, what possibly could be wrong? So I went into the device manager and I removed this from the devices. I unplugged it, plugged it back in so that it re-uploaded any drivers that it came with. And this is supposed to be a driverless one, but it did update a Windows driver for it. And when I did that, it recognized it. So if you have problems when you first start, remove it from the device list, unplug it, plug it back in, and restart your computer, and it should show up. It did for me, and it worked fine. So then I went to Steam to test it in ETS and ATS, and it didn't recognize it there. So again, I thought, oh no, it's a dud. It doesn't work. So I tried it in Assetto Corsa. It didn't work. I tried it in WRC. It didn't work. I tried it in Forza. I tried it in Dirt Rally, etc., etc. It didn't work. So I thought, oh no, it's definitely a dud. And I was just about to send the supplier a email to say I want a refund, and I thought, no, let me double check something. And I went into the controller in the game, like on Steam, properties, in-game, controller, and turned off or disabled Steam input. When I disabled Steam input, bang, it magically worked, and I could use it in the game. So if you have the same problem and you go into Steam and it's not working on the game, disable Steam input and it will work, and it works great. All right, so just remember that it's not a dud. It's just that you've got to disable Steam input. So that's what I did, and then it worked great. So let's do this now. Get back here to the game and do this. So the feel of it, you're going to want to know what it feels like. It feels really positive. When you put it into gear, you could tell you're in gear. It's locked into gear. It changes very neatly, very precisely. You know what gear you're in straight away as you put it in. And the action between gears is very positive. And like I say, because it's got hall sensors, you don't have to worry about things wearing out or getting dirty and not registering properly, because it's all done with magnets. So again, very good quality, very sturdy, very positive, and compared to the Logitech, way better. And compared to the Moza, as far as quality goes, extremely close to the same quality. Like I say, because it's made out of metal, very sturdy construction, won't break, etc, etc. Now, I have this set up like I would in a real truck. So, for example, you've got your low here. Let's turn the truck on, put my foot on the clutch, and if you look up the top of the screen here, you'll see that it's in neutral at the moment, and low, reverse, first, second. Now I've got it, I actually skip these two notches in the middle and go all the way across, just like I would in a truck, up to third, sorry, and down to fourth, and then range, range up to 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, like I say, I miss the two here because I like the feel that you've got to go right over, just like you would in a real truck, because you're not that, in a real truck the gears aren't that close. Well, not in the trucks that I've driven anyway. They're normally, you've got to move quite a bit to get it over to the third position and the fourth position, or seventh and eighth position. So everything works properly as it should. Everything's clean. Like I say, I've been testing it for the last 3 or 4 days just to make sure that what I'm recommending to you guys is not a lemon, and it is not a lemon. It is really good quality. It hasn't skipped a beat. It's been great. And the other thing is that this is not just a H pattern gear shift. This one is, like I said, is the 7 gears. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and reverse. You can get it in the 6 and reverse, but I bought the 7 in reverse and reverse because I use it in sim racing games as well. So that's why I bought it. And the other reason that I bought it was because I do race in sim racing. I wanted a sequential shifter as well. I didn't want to buy a separate one. And the beauty with this here, by the way, is an old, let me just move this. Oops, again. This is an old jewellery bag, and I cut the bottom out and tied it around it to hide the ugliness underneath. So we'll lift its skirt, woohoo, and show you what's under here. So this is how it attaches to the shifter. This item here, you just slide it down and put it in position, and you now have a sequential shifter. And once you program it, so in game you program it to up, gears up, and then gear down. So you now have not just a H pattern, but you have a sequential shifter as well, by simply sliding that down, and away you go. So that's the beauty of it. It's 2 in 1. So you've got, and by just moving this little plastic device down, and away you go. That's the beauty. The simplicity of it is great. And if that wears out, you could probably buy that as a separate part. And I doubt that it would wear out because it's that heavy duty nylon. So it'd take a lot for it to wear out. And again, like I say, it's just a matter of sliding it down into position, and now you've got a sequential shifter. And again, extremely positive in the action that it does. Slide it back up, and now you're back to a H pattern. That simple, no switches or anything, just slide that up and down. So, like I say, very good quality. Let me get back to that again. And works extremely well. Let's do this. Now, because this is mounted here, it's not going to stay here because it's in the wrong position as far as I'm concerned. It's too far up and too far over. So I've ordered a bracket. I'll show you that now. This is the bracket that I ordered. And simply you just mount it to your desk, and I think there's a picture somewhere here showing that someone with this shifter on it, and you just mount it like so. So I'll be putting that, I've got that on order, I'm waiting for it to be delivered. I'll be using that on my desk down here so that when I use the gear shift, it will be in a more natural position, just like in a real truck. So if you're interested, I'll leave links to all this in the description below. Links to the range splitter knob, links to the gear shifter, and links to the bracket. So that if you're interested in buying them, and they're extremely cheap, but very good quality and free shipping with them as well. And again, like I say, don't be afraid to buy stuff off AliExpress as long as you check that the reviews, and you check that the company that is selling it has been around for a while, and then you're perfectly safe. And like I say, anyway, I'll leave links to the in the description where I bought these from, and so you know that they're the same products that I'm buying, and that you can guarantee that they'll be of good quality. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, like I said, it's free. And if you did like it, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you didn't. Tell me what you didn't like, and I'll try to improve on it. Also, if you think that one of your friends might benefit from looking at this video, please share it with them, because that helps too. And hopefully you did enjoy it, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.